some dare call it conspiracy, with Brent Lee and Neil Sanders. This is Pizzagate, episode 8, with our guest, Joel Hill, from the Conditional Release Program podcast.
So, Alex Jones. Right. I think the thing that we take from when Alex Jones, he does his Pizzagate breakdown and he starts talking about various things. And the problem is with Alex is that we've pointed out, he lies or he gets stuff wrong. He makes out that we want to suck the hot dogs. It's like, you know,
he embellishes.
He embellishes to the point of completely changing the narrative. If what he said was right, the girls are persnickety, but they will enjoy it and are willing, it makes it sound like it's got far more credibility or that it's far more obviously overtly sexual, whereas it's not. Like, we spot this more and more with Alex Jones, right? Okay, that he just can't help himself. It's almost like he becomes drunk, and often when he becomes drunk, he's even more less in control.
Boisterous and stupid, yes.
Yeah, but he kind of he's like that kid in the playground who expands the story to sort of wicked degrees. He's like Jay from the In-Betweeners, or whatever. You know, I had them all. I had one there. Yeah, right.
It's an amazing analogy because he just lies to increase his own profile, but most people laugh at him, but he's kind of going for that sliver of people who'll believe him that he did fuck the MILF. And that's all he wants. Yeah. He just wants that small portion to believe him that he did something crazy.
Yeah, absolutely right. And now,
what a metaphor. Amazing.
But so he gets it all wrong about the codes and stuff like that. What's interesting about this is that how he's so desperate to claim that, no, this was me, I came up with this, because he's getting credit for not, and then this would come back and bite him in the arse, essentially. The bit where he talks about, you read Washington Post articles about how the Podestas, how they like to photograph naked kids in the neighborhood, and the Washington Post pulls the article the next day. That's based on the Katie Grannon photos. And the expression that she used was, in the article, some people saw it and they were horrified. I was delighted, because she finds it funny that people are offended by this art. But Alex has taken it to wicked extremes, and the idea that they themselves are photographing neighborhood teenagers in the nude, which isn't true by any stretch of the imagination. It's also not true that the Washington Post article was pulled, because I was able to find it. Because that's how I found out that they had the Katie Grannon and what other Jurdovich paintings they had, because the article is about them describing their unusual and controversial art. So it's absolutely...
But it's uncontroversial to them.
Yes, this is it. The collection of photographs that the nudes were taken from is called the Poughkeepsie Journal by Katie Grannon. Now, I've looked at some of these, and it's surprisingly tasteful. It looks like sort of, let's not muck about. They've always dallied with sort of children and sexuality and younger looking models and stuff like that. This is the art/fashion industry. To suggest that there's nothing untoward ever goes off in either of those industries, you'd be naive to the point of Steve.
Totally.
Right. But this isn't one of those instances. It's not even hidden. She's an internationally famous artist. It's not like they're promoting some slaughtered vomit dolls videos or, something desperately underground. It's not. They appear in mainstream galleries and stuff, which is just...
We had a similar thing with Bill Henson, who is a photographer who does portraits and things like that, and did a range of sort of adolescents and things like that, and they were sort of partially nude and things. Someone on the satanic panic right took issue with this.
Yeah. This is the point. So basically then Alex starts, just exaggerating about the things that have been found and, trying to paint the picture of two things. One, that it's more serious than it actually is. And two, that basically they've been really, really following it. In order to sort of create this illusion, he lies about the contents of the emails, essentially. Now, going on to the actual film itself, The Pizzagate is Real. Again, it's just an overview. It technically tells the truth, but it's taken all of these things out of context. So when it says that it's about the emails, yes, they're having casual email exchanges with thelemic spirit cooking adherent Marina Abramovich. The concept of her being an adherent to spirit cooking is nonsense. There's no There's no such thing to be an adherent to. It was an art poet type thing, and the dinner that she's having is again with arty friends. It's just nothing.
But even if like spirit cooking was some specific ritual that's always done, that would be like saying, oh, they're an adherent to praying.
Yeah, precisely.
Like that's not how it works.
No, but again, they're framing it, aren't they, as like this is weird behind the scenes occult stuff, like that the elites are into, which is.
But that's exactly what it is. It's like it's weird behind the scenes occult stuff that elites are into, which is exactly what it is. It's dumb, weird art by a bunch of weird rich people who have nothing else but bizarre contemporary art to basically make them feel emotions, because they spent their entire lives being served to hand and foot by the entire world, sucked up to by sycophants around them. And eventually Marina, and she comes in and she says, okay, I'm going to give you what you want. I'm going to stimulate your senses. And they finally say, thank God I can feel something. For the first time in a fortnight, I can't have sex with my partner. I'm so completely ruined by the amount of wealth I have. And here I am feeling something as a result of a contemporary artist. Here, have $100,000. I mean, like, it makes sense in a weird, fucked up kind of way.
My friend did art as like uni-level art, right? Okay. And one of their final pieces, this is 100% true, one of their final pieces was a conceptual piece where the first one that he wanted to do, he wanted to masturbate, bleed, vomit, and shit onto a sheet, and then hold this sheet up as a projection thing and project a porno onto it. Yep. And he was told, no, you can't do that. But they did allow him to do his final work, which was he took a shit on a house brick and then glazed it.
Amazing. That's art. It's actual art.
This was a statement about the modern world. Something. Anyway, they loved it. He got an A.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Of course he was enabled by this.
But this is the point. This is just art, isn't it? It's just batshit nonsense.
And the art world is fucked in the head, and it's full of money and weirdness and desensitized lunatics and people who just don't know how to feel outside of offending themselves. And it's weird. Precisely. And it's fine. And you know what? I don't care. Abolish billionaires first, and then we can talk about art.
What I find quite strange, actually, though, is that, how edgy these people are. Conspiracists are all edgy as well. They'd like this stuff.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
You'd think so, but they're mostly Nancy Reagans in fucking, they're clutching their pearls and they're whinging about God, and they're trying to make sure that no one ever feels any emotions.
We've spent the entire God knows how long complaining about globalization and globalists, and so surely the opposite of that is like a small community, like, where maybe, I don't know, all your facilities are 15 minutes walking distance away. But no, we don't like that either.
Tyranny.
It's almost as if they don't actually know what they like. They just want to have a whinge and a moan.
Oh, that was good though. I felt that. That was good.
So going back to the Pizzagate is real film, they say, Rosetta Stone is nailed, verification that the DC predatory pedophiles were using codes to communicate child sex. We've talked about that. That's a vast misrepresentation of what was actually going on. And although people say that there are no coincidences, there are, aren't there? There's always coincidences. And this blatantly is a coincidence. What was stupid was at the time I went, oh, what? Okay, so anything with a spiral is paedophilia. So Linkin Park are involved, are they? More fool me. Because later they incorporated that into it, didn't they? And apparently Chester Bennington died about to expose a paedophile ring, and he's John Podesta's hidden son.
Yeah, that's right, because they look similar apparently. The Chris Cornell stuff really hit me. I was never a Bennington fan, but when they started saying the same thing at Chris Cornell, I'm like, fuck you, you went too far.
Yeah, just leave him alone. Yeah.
Do not do this. He was sad and you can fuck off.
Absolutely. So going on to the bands, that bloke going, we all have preferences and blah, 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 blah. Now, I hate to come across as some sort of weird, freaky guy or whatever, but like, fucking hell, never ever watch a Gigi Allen gig or never ever go to see NoFX, right? Okay. Because the shit that comes out of their mouth, literally with Gigi Allen, right, will blow your fucking minds. I'm telling you now. I'm into a band called Anal Cunt, right? Because
Anal Cunt are the worst.
I actually had the pleasure of chatting with Seth a few times because I worked for Ear 8 Records.
Really?
Yeah, he's a lovely. No, he's dead nice. He was really nice.
I bet he is too. What a fucking group.
This is my point. There's far weirder stuff out there that if you want to find, like, you could actually find. It's like this stuff at the minute, like where, look at Sam Smith. He's got a top hat with horns on it. That's a satanic ritual. It's a literal satanic ritual. I was like, can you show me the grimoire? Where it says what we need for this to conjure this goetic demon was we need a fat gay singer to come out and cavort in front of like a load of kids. It's like, it doesn't fucking happen. I kept posting Gorgoroth concerts throughout the day. Like, Gorgoroth did a concert in Poland called the Black Mass, on which they had 18 beheaded goats on stage and 3 naked people crucified and covered in blood at the back of the stage. That's satanic. Right? That's satanic.
How much does that cost?
Oh, a lot.
I mean, it sounds expensive.
Well, you can't scrimp when you're, praising his infernal majesty.
I'm worried about the practicalities of the situation more than the fucking occult nature. Jesus Christ.
Oh, it's ridiculous, isn't it? There's a band called Watain that I've seen. They literally do a satanic ritual in the middle of the gig, during the gig. The entire gig is a satanic ritual, right? That seems to have missed the conspiracy crowd off, right? But Sam Smith...
But yeah, Sam Smith, because there's no Clinton, there's no PR to it, there's no bump. All you're doing is niche things, and this is the thing. Like, when it comes down to it, fly under the radar. I mean, it's a lesson. Never involve yourself in the public. If you can avoid the public, do so at all costs, because they are a terrifying force that will only seek to destroy you over time.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? So anyway, they then go on about the artwork in Comic Ping Pong being so insanely creepy. It really isn't. It's a mural by a bloke called Arrington Di Dioniso, and it's not creepy at all. And here's the strange thing. Loads of people, including InfoWars, have mistaken this for the artwork of Kim Noble. Kim Noble's that artist that basically, she's got 100 personalities. She deals with themes of like ritual abuse and stuff like that. And she was hounded. Do you know what connection she's got to Comic Ping Pong? Nothing. Not a single bit. Not one piece of her artwork appears anywhere in anything to do with Comic Ping Pong. Not on the band's artwork, not on the mural. It's not on James Alefantis' Instagram, on nothing. This poor woman, they just decided that she was involved somehow. So, yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Very, very depressing.
Did Tony Podesta have any of her work?
Did Tony Podesta? Yes, he did. Yes, Tony Podesta did have some Kim Noble. Yes.
Okay, so that's sort of the tie-in, but nothing to do with Comic Ping Pong.
But yes. Now the only other thing that it does actually bring up, which is fair, is that basically Tony Podesta is friends with a bloke called Dennis Hassett, who was convicted of paedophilia and was also convicted of historic paedophilia as well. And it is true that he appears to still be friends with this guy. How good friends they are, I've got no idea.
That's hard. I can relate to this in a certain extent, which is that a very, very good friend of mine, I would call a mentor of mine, political mentor, he taught me to speech write. And I won't name him for the sake of just not naming him. He was, after his death, implicated in a child sex sort of prolonged incident in a bohemian art house in Sydney, in sort of eastern Sydney. And I've found it very difficult to associate with him. I'm still very good friends with his son, the reason why I knew him, and his other son, who was like a brother to me in so far as being my sort of one of my best mates' brothers. And it's really hard. He's one of the reasons why I know my podcast co-host. He really was a mentor to me, and I learned so much from him. We went through the halls of power in Canberra together. And it turns out he interfered with children in a townhouse in, I think, the 60s or 70s.
Mhm.
And I can't get past it.
No.
And I don't talk. I don't name him now. I don't talk about him. And it breaks my fucking heart. And
Quite.
It really kills me that someone who I spent years alongside learning and just being mates with. We went to theatre together.
Yep.
We, like I say, walked through the halls of power together. We did so much together. And it kills me that I just can't really mention his name.
But this is my point. Not to defend Dennis Hassett and not to defend anybody that's been accused of anything to do with child sex abuse. But it's more complex than that.
It's taken me so much to get to this point. It's so hard. It's so hard.
Yeah. I mean, you could make the argument that perhaps that is a legitimate criticism of Tony Podesta, that you shouldn't be friends with this person anymore. I don't know enough about it to make that judgment, to be quite honest. The other stuff that he's basically, why have you posted this on this creepy picture of murder? Why do you think it's amusing that this doll is for sale for so much? We've all covered that. That is, again, they're just being sort of, they're really, really reaching. And then Alex obviously finishes up the section by saying the artwork they tweet is of children being murdered, cut up and raped by men with giant genitalia. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. I couldn't. Where the hell is that fevered image just jumped into Alex Jones's head?
No.
That speaks more to Alex Jones's thought process than it does.
It definitely speaks to his internet search history.
Yeah, it does.
According to these texts.
Allegedly.
What is it? Hot tea girl Marissa? What was it?
Yeah, that's actually true. Yeah. Is that just? Fucking hell.
Bless him.
Bless his heart.
Pedogate and Frazzle Drip. Now, this, again, is absolute speculative, utter nonsense. It's all based on the idea that Tony Podesta's wearing these red shoes. Now, I actually had a bit of a look into it, and, apparently, human skin is not conducive to be made into clothing, particularly shoes. It just isn't hardy enough. It's just not a thing that can be done.
There you go.
I know. Who knew?
What a waste.
Well, absolutely. Do you want to know the reason for that picture where he's wearing the red shoes and everyone's wearing the red shoes? It's his 65th birthday party. Now, Tony Podesta, he's a bit of a wacky character. He likes unusual, I want to talk, but basically he's got unusual interests.
I'm the same.
What he likes to do to stand out, because he works in an environment where you constantly have to wear suits, he doesn't like to wear shoes. So he wears red Nike high tops, like Jordans or something, I assume. And so for his birthday party, for a joke, they had a red shoes evening. It's kind of if basically it was my 65th birthday party and everyone went, you've got to turn up with your hair all spiked wearing some sort of really obscure band T-shirt.
Exactly. You got to wear Fear Factory T-shirts to my fucking birthday.
Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly right. Everyone's turning up wearing Fear Factory T-shirts and stuff like that because, it's a joke. It's what Neil likes. So hilarious. So, off the back of that, poor old Tom Hanks gets caught up into it. And it's basically off the back of this girl called Sarah Ruth Ashcraft, who just said that when she was 13, she was trafficked to Tom Hanks. The evidence she has to support this claim is scant, by which I mean fucking non-existent. She's just made it up. This obvious lying girl is just and the only evidence is a picture of some girl. The girl, that's me when I was sold to him. It's oh, piss off. That's ridiculously thin. Then there's Isaac Cappy. Now, he made the mention of Tom Hanks. Now, I'm going to just come out with it straight away. He's a drug addict. He's so obviously on crack, Isaac Cappy. He's gone into a very bad place. And I've trust me, in my life, I've known enough people on crack to notice the signs and the drawn expression and the increasing paranoia. Now, when he's talking about Seth Green, there's three elements of this. There's the one thing where he says, this is where we keep the children. It's a joke. He's obviously joking. Apparently, it's quite well known that Seth Green's bedroom is behind a hidden door in his place in Hollywood. The reason he's got that is because he tends to have a lot of parties and he doesn't want people going into his bedroom.
Yeah.
So, plus it's a thing that people do. The bedroom is hidden behind the bookshelf. It's just a thing that people do.
If you've got that much money, fuck yeah. I've got a door, but yeah, it's great. I love that.
Yeah, quite.
I would totally do that if I could.
But the two other things, the noticing that he's got loads and loads of toys around, and the phrase that he said, at some point, me and you, we need to talk about chicken. These are not signs that he's a paedophile and that he's got, I don't know, these toys there to sort of like keep these kids quiet whilst he's plotting or whatever. And the chicken reference and the toys are references to Robot Chicken.
Yes, exactly.
He's probably saying to Isaac Cappy, would you like some work? I can get you on Robot Chicken. And instead, he's turned around and gone, my friend's a paedophile. I'm going to tell the world. And Seth Green must be sat there going, what the fucking hell just happened there?
What just happened?
Yeah.
Exactly. What just happened? Yeah.
Isaac Cappy says, if anything that I've said is untrue, why doesn't Tom Hanks sue me? And I'll tell you why he doesn't sue me, because we'll have to go through discovery and everyone will find out that he's a paedophile. And people use this all the time. David Icke uses this. Cathy O'Brien's used this. Various people have said, if I'm lying, why have I not been sued in America? And I'll tell you the reason that you can't be sued in America, because in order to prove libel in America, you have to prove that not only has this person said it and known it not to be true, but also that you've been financially detrimentally impacted. So the only way that Seth Green could sue Isaac Cappy, or the only way that Tom Hanks could sue Isaac Cappy, is if they lost a job off the back of somebody seeing that and going, I'm not working with you, you're a paedophile, Isaac Cappy said so.
Yeah.
Right.
Tom Hanks is doing fine.
Yes, absolutely. So anyway, do you remember the dead man switch? Remember once he died, this video mysteriously got released and it showed little girls in this Water Maidens thing. Well, I found out where that video was taken.
Oh, good. Where?
It's taken at the Land of Legends Kingdom Hotel in Turkey. It's a theme park and water park for children. It's basically like a big Disney thing. So you know those kids that are there, and it's implied that they're servant girls, they're customers.
Yeah. You know what's creepy?
Yes.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
That's creepy. That dead man switch is creepy.
Exactly. That he's got this misappropriated footage of children and he's desperately trying to pretend that rather than some kids enjoying the water park part of a Disney type theme park, it's actually indicative of child sex.
That's creepy. That's
Isn't
really
it?
fucking... I would never do that in my wildest dreams.
Again, it does say more about the people proliferating the theory than the theory itself, doesn't it?
Shall we touch on Isaac Cappy's death?
Yeah, that Isaac Cappy, he said he made lots of noise that he wasn't going to kill himself, and then apparently killed himself by jumping off a bridge. Yeah.
That does seem like it had a few alarm bells. I don't really trust the Cappy narrative in any way, shape, or form. And it's not just because I think that Tom Hanks is America's sweetheart, because he is. But I genuinely think this is a person, and there's millions of them, who have severe mental health issues, exploited by a conspiracist movement that are looking to get an angle on something. And genuinely speaking, I think the guilty parties here are the conspiracists who exploited this poor, vulnerable man to get what they wanted, as opposed to the fucking Tom Hanks fucking kid fucking conspiracy that they're supposedly trying to call out.
Definitely.
The other things here is, though, that they also tend to use a statement from Isaac Cappy's mum. And she said that she doesn't believe he killed himself.
Oh, I did not know that, actually. Fair play.
Okay, so we've already recommended this before, but John Ronson's Things Fall Apart.
Yes.
That podcast, go listen to that, because he actually interviews Isaac Cappy's mum.
Okay.
And she tells the full story of what she said happened, and that he, Isaac, did not kill himself. It was an accident. He was sat on the bridge, and two people thought he was going to jump. So they pulled over, like excitedly, jumped out, and essentially that spooked him, and then he fell.
Oh dear.
You know, and that is what his mum says is what actually happened that day.
I mean that is plausible. Like so he just sat there. They've thought that he's jumping. They've gone, no, don't jump. He's turned round to see what the kerfuffle is, lost his footing and fell.
Yes, that's what his mum thinks happened.
Oh, that's so tragic. Oh, the poor sod, and the poor guys that stopped to help him.
Yeah, and the truck that hit him when he hit the floor. A truck actually ran him over after he jumped.
I was going to say, because I looked at it, it's not the tallest of bridges, is it? Yeah. I mean, you only need a certain amount anyway, but like, you know, that makes sense. Okay, but then you could see why people would tie that in and go, this doesn't look like a suicide because of the short drop, because he said that he wasn't going to.
Yeah.
And essentially because it wasn't a suicide, it was a tragic accident.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes perfect sense.
I just looked it up. It's John Ronson, BBC 4, I believe.
Yep.
Things Fell Apart. It's I'm going to be listening to that pretty soon.
It's a fantastic
series.
It's
excellent. It is really good.
John, if you're listening, we want you on this show.
Yeah, that's
absolutely, John. Come on. We stuck up for you about Bohemian Grove and stuff, John. John was in Bohemian Grove with Alex Jones when they broke in.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, I've heard the story. Yeah, I listened to that on one of John's Audible books. I paid your rent, John. Come on the show.
I used to think you was in the Illuminati, John. Come on the show.
Yeah, that's it.
Absolutely. Yeah, prove us wrong, John. Prove us wrong. Now, Frazzle Drip, the paedophilic film of murder that doesn't exist because nobody's ever seen it. It doesn't exist. It's not a thing that is real. The 4 screenshots that exist, like, let's just go with the heavy one first. There's a picture of what appears to be a mutilated child. It's a blonde person. You can see their eye hanging out and their face has all been just chewed off, essentially. This is actually...
no good.
Well, no, it's horrible, but it's not it is a real picture. It's a woman that was attacked by a pit bull dog.
Oh, fuck, really?
Yeah, there's a death metal band called Abnegation. Not sure what it means. It's one of these death metal band names.
Yeah, some weird shit.
Yeah.
Probably great music, to be fair.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's sort of pretty sort of like Florida death metal. It sounds a bit like Obituary and stuff like that. But anyway, that's the cover of their album. It's artwork from their album, which is taken from a woman that was murdered by her own pit bull dog. It was a very famous case in America, and she was locked in with a dog, and a dog attacked her and killed her. And they've used that because gore photos are what you use in grindcore or death metal. It's just what you do.
It's still fucked in the head, but yeah, I'm cool with it.
Oh, absolutely, but it's not an image of a child. The woman in the mask that's supposed to be Humour Aberdeen is actually the front cover of a restaurant, an Indian restaurant that's in Washington DC. The pictures of the 3 people kneeling is taken from James Alefantis' Instagram page. And the picture of a hotel room where the bed is covered over to hide the image of the murdered child, well, people have found the original image, and there's nothing on the bed. It's just a photo of an empty hotel room. So Pizzagate and Frazzle Drip are just complete nonsense, completely made up.
Yeah, although I do love the word Frazzle Drip. It's great.
It's a cracking name, isn't it? Actually, like, you know, you cannot knock the hustle on that one. It is, totally
the creativity
works.
on that is good. You know, well done, copy department.
Absolutely. Now, Mouthy Buddha looked like he'd actually found something. If you remember, basically, he'd gone and found that channel that said BH Kids with all the toddlers doing the non-smoking song. And he found that basically if you type BH into certain search engines, it showed up images that weren't there before. And particularly found this Liska website. Liska is a company that makes all sorts of clothing, including children's underwear. And if you type in BH, it will show up the Liska thing. But if you go to liska.com, it's not there. And he thinks that he's really found something, that this is a way to access child porn, essentially. But it isn't. I'm afraid he's wrong. Well, actually, I'm glad he's wrong. What it is, BH is bra in German.
Yeah.
You'll know this. How do you pronounce it?
It's BH.
Oh, right. Okay.
BH, and it stands for Bustenhalter, breast holder.
Ah.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah. I like that. Bustenhalter.
So when he's putting BH Kids into a search engine, it's looking for German websites where they're showing bras and children. And so it's just picking up that particular aspect of it. So when he goes to the Lisker.com and can't find it, but when he puts it in BH Kids, he finds a separate Lisker website because he stumbled across the now defunct European Lisker. And in Europe, they don't have such problems about selling underwear to children. They'll list it. Whereas in America, they won't. So all that's happening is he's picking up that. So what is the BH thing? Because that's where he put it in. He put in the Kong Hut Thok, no smoking. It came up with that no smoking song by the Rain Kids. And this logo BH Kids is all over it. Well, it transpires that BH Media is the largest media conglomerate in Vietnam. They're like the BBC, and one of their arms is like BBC Kids. They have a BH Kids. So it's the children's channel.
Yeah, okay.
So it's not sinister at all. And the very final thing is that in the Tom Hanks gloves pictures, there's one with SRC USA painted next to it. Now, very, very quickly, and even Mouthy Buddha himself points out that SRC USA, it's not uncommon to see these types of things. The utilities company have written that on the ground so that they know where to dig.
They know it's a water source.
Okay.
Yeah. But he still found the thing where you go into the Russian search engine Yandex. If you put SRC USA, he pops up little pictures of little girls. Why? Is this a secret access code? No, it's not. What happened with this was there's an image sharing website in Russia that's called IMGSCR. Okay.
Yes.
And IMGSCR was a bit like, it's like, Pinterest, I think, is one where you just upload pictures. Anyone can do it. Okay. The problem with IMGSCR was that it had a massive problem with people sharing child porn on there. There was a huge amount of child porn on there. Now, so when he's gone onto Yandex, which is a Russian search engine, and he's wrote SCR USA, he's picked up an image from the image SCR thing that has also got the search tab USA. Yeah. So that's what he's done. Yeah. Okay. And none of these are actual child porn, but they do come, they're probably from pages that link to child porn or have linked to child porn in the past. But what he's finding is the search terms and the remnants of that. So although the Mouthy Buddha thing did look like it was actually quite sinister and he's unearthed something quite clever, it's actually just nothing more than search terms, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the long lamented tale of Pizzagate there. So yeah, I can see why people initially thought that there might be legs to it.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, like now I think we're all of the assumption that it's totally made up.
Yeah.
But you can see why people were enamored with it.
Yeah, I can definitely see. And the way that you delivered it, like I say, I tried in the last week with my infinite spare time. By that, I mean time I spent driving, listening to podcasts from people who are believers. And there's something about believers in the conspiracy cult that just don't figure out the minute details. But there are points in there that are genuinely ambiguous and genuinely worth talking about. And I'm not going to say that the entire theory is stupid because, it's compelling. And the way that you presented it earlier, I felt myself getting peeled in front of my eyes. But when you do talk about it later and you do that modicum of research in that sort of post moment, you realize that a lot of these things are either correlations, which do not equal causation, or are confected nonsense that once you look into, you're like, hold on, you fucking made that up.
Yeah. Or the context is so wildly, it's taken wildly out of context, or the context is so sort of lost that it appears to be something completely different to what it actually is.
Exactly. Satanic panic. These people who don't understand the art world, they don't understand that rich people are fucked in the head. These are givens on the left, politically and culturally. So it's a really tricky situation how you counter this kind of disinformation when it's so seductive and so compelling on face value, and you have to apply what is either this podcast, because fucking well done, that was really good, this entire narrative arc has been compelling as shit, or you have to apply some $20,000 degree from a university to make these things seem worth researching and critically analyzing. It's a very difficult war to win at this point.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely spot on. So I thought that was just a badass quote to actually end the episode on.
Yeah, I think that is exactly where we're going to leave it. We're just going to end it. And that has well and truly filled up the Pizzagate rabbit hole. Join us next time as we look up and take to the skies on an exploration of chemtrails. You can gain access to this entire series on day one of release by joining our Patreon for only $5 a month. Included in this package are 4 of Neil's books, my entire discography, early access to episodes, Patreon-only episodes, and a PDF of Headache Comics 4, courtesy of Nicholas C. Gray. You can also support us by subscribing, sharing, liking, or leaving a review wherever you are listening to us. And please follow us on Twitter @SomeDarePodcast. Thank you for listening.